Embracing the weird, a celebration of life's unfamiliar corners. Weird. It's a word we toss around casually, often with a raised eyebrow or a smirk. People can be weird, their actions can feel strange. Objects, situations, even life itself can strike us as peculiar. But weird doesn't mean bad. Weird simply means unfamiliar, something that sits outside our personal bubble of normalcy. The beauty of weirdness lies in its invitation to open our minds, to step into the unknown, and to embrace the unfamiliar with curiosity instead of judgment. Life is weird after all. Let's dive into the quirks, the oddities, and the wonderfully strange things that make it so vibrant, without the stigma. The nature of weirdness. Weirdness is subjective. What's bizarre to one person might be mundane to another. Take food, for example. In some cultures, eating fermented fish or insects is a delicacy, while others might gag at the thought. Is it bad? No, it's just unfamiliar. Or consider fashion. Someone rocking a neon tracksuit with mismatched socks might turn heads, but they're just expressing themselves. Weird, sure. Harmful? Not at all. The key is to recognize that weirdness often reflects our own discomfort with the unknown, not an objective flaw in the thing itself. Life itself is a masterclass in weirdness. Think about it. We're all floating on a rock hurtling through space powered by a giant burning star with no definitive manual for existence. Our bodies are bizarre ecosystems of bacteria, cells, and inexplicable urges. Dreams take us to surreal landscapes where logic takes a backseat. Yet, we've normalized these quirks because they're part of our shared reality. The lesson, familiarity tames the weird. So why not lean into the unfamiliar and see what it has to teach us? Weird, not wrong. Age gap relationships. One area where weird often gets mistaken for wrong is in age gap relationships. Society tends to raise an eyebrow when an 18-year-old dates someone significantly older, say in their 40s. It's unfamiliar, so it feels weird, but weird doesn't mean predatory or harmful. An 18-year-old is a legal adult, capable of making decisions about marriage, contracts, military service, or even pursuing careers in adult entertainment. These are choices society recognizes as their right. So why do we flinch when they choose a partner with a few more decades under their belt? Consider the double standard. Young men pursuing older women often get a pass, sometimes even a wink of approval. It's almost a cultural cliché. The teenage boy crushing on his friend's mom or a teacher. Data from a 2018 study by the Kinsey Institute found that 64% of men aged 15-24 reported being attracted to women at least 10 years older, and society rarely bats an eye. But when a young woman is drawn to an older man, the reaction can be harsher. Why? It's not inherently harmful, it's just unfamiliar to many. Take the case of an 18-year-old woman and a man in his 40s meeting organically, perhaps through shared interests like gaming or content creation. If their connection is genuine, built on mutual respect and shared passions, where's the harm? The assumption of grooming or predation often stems from our discomfort with the age gap, not evidence of wrongdoing. Of course, context matters. If the older partner has a history of exclusively pursuing much younger individuals, like a certain A-list actor whose dating age limit seems stuck between 19 and 25, Leonardo DiCaprio, that pattern raises red flags. But a one-off connection between two consenting adults? That's just weird, not wrong. When weird becomes personal. Let's ground this in a real story. A 42-year-old man, a social media creator with 500,000 TikTok followers, found himself single after a long-term relationship. He's a streamer, an OnlyFans creator, and open about his work. During a stream, an 18-year-old woman, also an OnlyFans creator, ID verified and legally an adult, joined his gaming session. They connected over shared interests, gaming, anime, movies, and their work in adult content. She checked out his content, liked it, and shared her own. After weeks of mutual promotion and conversation, she asked him out. He said yes. To some, this was weird. A 42-year-old dating an 18-year-old. Unfamiliar territory. But their relationship was transparent, formed publicly, and rooted in shared passions. Both were consenting adults, both were upfront about their work and interests, and neither was hiding anything. Yet, online detractors spun a narrative of predation and grooming, ignoring the context. They stalked the couple's social media, harassed their friends and family, and spread defamatory lies, even stealing and misusing their content to paint a false picture. The couple ended things amicably, partly to escape the vitriol, but the damage was done. The man's reputation was attacked, his livelihood threatened, all because their relationship was deemed weird. This story highlights the dark side of misjudging weirdness. The detractors' actions weren't just weird, they were malicious, crossing into harassment and defamation. The actions taken by some are actually criminal. Weirdness, in contrast, is harmless. It's a quirk of life, not a crime. The couple's age gap might have felt unfamiliar to some, but it wasn't predatory. It was two adults making a choice. Other Weird Wonders age gap relationships are just one slice of life's weird pie. Consider other examples of harmless oddities. Furry fandom. People dressing as anthropomorphic animals might seem strange, but it's a creative outlet for self-expression, often tied to art and community. A 2020 study from the International Anthropomorphic Research Project found 70% of furries report improved mental health from participating in the fandom. Extreme hobbies. Base jumping or collecting vintage typewriters might raise eyebrows, but they're passion-driven, not harmful. Unusual pets. Someone keeping a pet tarantula or a snake might seem odd, but it's just a different kind of companionship. The American Pet Products Association notes 4% of U.S. households own reptiles, and they're not hurting anyone. These things might feel weird to you, but they're not bad. They're just unfamiliar until you take a closer look, opening your mind to the weird. The antidote to fear of the weird is curiosity. When we encounter something unfamiliar, our instinct might be to recoil or judge. But what if we leaned in instead, asked questions, sought to understand? An open mind and heart can transform the strange into the familiar. That 18-year-old and her 40-something partner? They might share a bond over niche anime or a love for gaming that transcends age. That person with the quirky hobby or unconventional style? They're just living authentically. Weirdness is life's spice. It's the unexpected twist that makes existence vibrant. But when we let weird become a synonym for wrong, we risk vilifying people who are simply living their truth. The true evil lies not in being weird, but in weaponizing that label to harm others, spreading lies, harassing, or defaming. Those actions aren't weird, they're cruel. So embrace the weird, familiarize yourself with it. Life's too strange and wonderful to stay closed off. Whether it's an age gap romance, a quirky hobby, or just the absurdity of existence, let's celebrate the unfamiliar. After all, in a universe this bizarre, weird is the most normal thing there is.